Hello everybody, welcome back to Full of Sound Reviews. My name is Ethan. Sorry for the wait. Today's album, or mixtape, that we will be reviewing is Crack Clouds Over Art's Kitchen by Black Kray, aka Sick Boy Rari, aka Persian Cell Phone Prince, aka a bunch of other names that nobody cares about. That's not true. This is the 7th mixtape by Virginian rapper Black Kray, underneath that alias, not the Sick Boy Rari alias. Black Kray is from Virginia, and he was a member of the Raider Clan, which was Space Ghost Perp's old rap clique, which is actually probably my favorite rap clique of all time. I love Space Ghost Perp, I love Denzel Curry, I love a lot of the guys involved in that group. Alright, this mixtape was released in 2013, and it is considered to be a seminal mixtape, a masterpiece in the world of cloud rap, trap, experimental rap, witch house, a multitude of genres, right? And this mixtape contains 16 songs, and it's about 54 minutes long. It is this mixtape starts out with this interlude, this opener, spoken word opener with this dreamy beat behind it. And I want to say this. I've never heard, I haven't heard many albums that perfectly capture the essence of an entire genre like this mixtape does, right? When you get to metal, there's Black Sabbath. They perfectly capture the essence of metal. You get to jazz, John Coltrane perfectly captures the essence of jazz. In the world of cloud rap, Black Kray perfectly captures the essence of cloud rap. This album is so dreamy, so atmospheric, so hazy. This is the haziest album I've ever heard in my life. It's so infused with pot smoke, and it's so laced with drugs that you can't help but feel high listening to it. Like, this album is so influential. It's such an influential record, okay? Cloud rap was already a booming. It was coming into the works at this time with artists such as Lil B and other artists. A$AP Rocky was coming onto the scene at this time. I don't think Live Love A$AP was released yet, but it would be soon. So cloud rap was definitely in the works, and it was getting made out to be this booming SoundCloud internet rap genre, okay? I love cloud rap. I love A$AP Rocky. I love Space Ghost Perp and other cloud rap artists. I love cloud rap. I love this era of SoundCloud rap, this early 2010s, mid 2010s era of SoundCloud rap. This album has multiple songs on it that I would say are some of the greatest rap songs of all time. The big one is Hydrocodone, obviously. Hydrocodone is one of the most famous underground rap songs of all time. It's one of the most well-known, one of the most critically acclaimed internet rap songs of all time. It is well worth the hype. Hydrocodone is my ringtone. It is very, very much so an amazing song. And it is, some people will say the highlight of this mixtape. I would definitely say it's the climax of this mixtape. You start out with the opener, Crack Clouds. That's the self-titled track. And then you get to Daydream. And Daydream is kind of in a similar vein to Hydrocodone, where it's a bit more witch house. It's very witch house-esque, chopped and screwed-esque, right? But after Daydream, you start to build up these layers upon layers upon layers of psychedelic, stoner, drug-infused beats and very, very slurred, mumbled lyrics, right? So after Daydream, even in the songs themselves, these songs have so many layers, man. Like, the beats on this album are so hypnotic, and every time I listen to this record, I've heard this mixtape probably 4 times at this point. Every time I listen to it, there's always a little something else there I didn't hear. This album has so much hidden underneath, including the vocals. The vocals on this record are very, very buried. That's on purpose. It's very much on purpose. It's there to just kind of be spacey and psychedelic and feel like you're high, right? So this album very much encompasses all of the stoner cloudy, hazy, psychedelic benchmarks that a cloud rap album should cover. Okay, so you're building up from Daydream, and then you get to Ice Cream and Swishes, which is, I think, the 4th song on the album. And that's another one of those songs that I would say is one of the greatest rap songs of all time. The beat is so hypnotic. It's so insane. And this song does what what some of the other songs on this record do is the beat's played, and then, it repeats constantly because it's a cloud rap album. It's meant to be repetitive and loopy and hypnotic. And then at the end, or, somewhere in the middle of the track, Black Kray will slow it down immensely. It's essentially a breakdown, almost, how in hardcore music bands will just play the same riff but slower. It's a lot like that, just in cloud rap form. Like he'll be rapping over it, and then the chorus will come in, and then the next time around he'll pitch it down and slow it down, and it just feels like a come down, right? It's there. It's the high, and then it's the come down. Right? It's not a gradual thing. It happens like that. It just comes out of nowhere. All right, which is not necessarily, true to true, true high, but it's there to essentially serve the purpose of the come down. And he does it on other tracks too. He does it on Ice Cream and Swishes. He does it on Drown. He does it on the Drip remix at the end of the album. He does it on multiple tracks throughout this record. Okay, so you get the Daydream, and then there's Ice Cream and Swishes, and then there's another track on this album called Alicia Keys' $80 dime bag, or 80 dime bags. There we go. This track comes right before Hydrocodone, and that might be the greatest 2-track run I've ever heard on an album ever. It's so good. It's okay. It's very much different than Hydrocodone. Hydrocodone is this fast, upbeat. Well, it's not upbeat. It's this fast, up tempo, electronic based track, and it comes in with the spoken word sample and it's blaring in your ears. Right? It's just blasting. It's just really immense and loud and intense. Alicia Keys is probably even the catchiest song on the record, 80 dime bags feeling like Alicia Keys. It's so iconic and it's so catchy, but it's still just so laced. And it's a 5-minute song. It's so laced in psychedelics. It's so clouded in a shroud of mushrooms and cocaine and pills, which is what a lot of the lyrical content on this record focuses on. A lot of the lyrical content on this album focuses on marijuana, cocaine, opioids, hydrocodone, and occult themes such as like witchcraft and Wiccans and paganism and stuff like that. And this album, even if none of that stuff is necessarily true, even if Black Kray's never huffed paint in his life, you feel it. You genuinely feel it. It doesn't feel like an album where the artist is just saying lyrics to say them. You feel like Black Kray is sitting there smoking a joint while his fingers are painted red from huffing paint. That may not have been what he meant when he said they're red, but I assumed it as he meant he was huffing paint. Okay? And those are just the lyrics that you can discern. Like I said, a lot of the lyrics on this record are a bit more laid back and mellow and sort of unintelligible at times, indiscernible at times, but they're very much there, and you are very much hearing them. He's just kind of slurring and mumbling them as he goes along, which is very much a part of the charm of this record. But like I said, there's Alicia Keys, and then there's Hydrocodone, which is obviously one of the greatest songs of all time, according to literally everybody ever. It's very much deserved of that title. Towards the end of the record, there's a song called Drown, which is another great track that is just perfect. And then there's Ice Cream Stone Strippers, the ending track of this record. I've listened to this mixtape about 4 times, and I still get chills from Hydrocodone and Ice Cream Stone Strippers and from Ice Cream and Swishes. I still get goosebumps. Do you know how hard I've listened to a lot of music in my time? I feel like I listen to a lot of different music. For me to still get goosebumps from 3 tracks out of 16 on my 4th listen, and I'm a guy that I feel like I'm very attuned to my arts that I'm into, but I'm a very numb guy, personally. Not numb per se, but I don't necessarily get emotional because I've consumed so much emotional art and I've been in such low places that it's hard for me to really get that low again on purpose. I can't really do that. This album does that. It gets you so high and then it just brings you down with some of these extremely just lo-fi and psychedelic tracks, like the final track, which has a spoken word sample on it. Ice Cream Stone Strip is an amazing, amazing, amazing song. And the thing about this record is that these peaks are not even representative of the consistencies of the album. This album is extremely consistent. Just because it has 5 or 6 songs that I believe are some of the greatest rap songs of all time does not mean the rest of the album is not great. It's fantastic all the way through. There's maybe one song on this record that I feel like could have been shorter, and that is Drop. I feel like Drop lasts a little too long. Okay, I don't know why. It's just something about it just drags on a little too long. Also, the Paint on Me blunt freestyle is there. It's a freestyle, so obviously it's not going to be as up to par with the rest of the tracks because it's not, being written out in a studio or anything like that. It's just off the dome. Paint on Me blunt freestyle. But this record just is so vast and it has so many layers and so much lyrical and instrumental, not lyrical, it has so much instrumental depth and so much depth in its hypnotizing beats that you can't help but feel entranced and high from listening to it. It genuinely is what it claims to be. It is a cloud rap album that makes you feel every word that's being said. Every time Black Kray talks about smoking a joint. Every time he talks about riding around his town smoking a joint. Every time he talks about chilling at the house playing Saints Row 3. You feel it. You are like, wow, you're like, wow. I imagine him playing Saints Row 3. I imagine him driving around town in a Land Rover smoking a joint. He mentions these things in the album, and like I said, even if they're not even necessarily real things that have happened, you feel it. This album is very low budget, lo-fi, but you feel every single word and every single beat change and every single thing on this album has its own distinct meaning and own distinct passageway into your mind that you can't help but be enthralled by the elite production and the influence and the experimentation on this record. Because there's a lot of artists now that sound like Black Kray. This mixtape is from 2013. Do you think that many people were doing what he was doing back in 2013? No. He is extremely influential and he's very understated. Now, I obviously don't think he's as influential as Lil B, who very much so influenced Black Kray and other artists more than Black Kray did as Sick Boy Rari. But there's no denying his influence on multiple underground internet genres like Tread or Funk. Like him and Space Ghost Perp both had a huge influence on chopped and screwed music and, low-tuned, like low-pitched samples in the funk genre, and this is by no means a funk album at all. I'm not even a big funk fan at all. But you can hear his influence being spread across all these multiple internet genres, and you can hear the influence that he's receiving from certain artists like Salem or other earlier Witch House artists. And you can hear the Lil B influence in the majestic and ethereal beats. And you can hear the trap influence in the hi-hats. And you can hear a lot of early horrorcore like Gravediggers or 3 6 Mafia influence in the lyrics as he speaks about these occult themes and, fat ass hips, riding around with my witch girl, my Wiccan girl, or he says something like that on Daydream. He speaks about multiple of these themes, and there's one song on the record that I'm forgetting the name of. And the chorus is 666 on her feet, 777 on her chest. 666, 3 6 Mafia, 666, number of the devil. Very occult and satanic themes that were very present in early 90s horrorcore, or mid 90s horrorcore. It has so many underground influences, and you hear them all over this album. Even despite the ethereal psychedelic production, you can still hear the dark lo-fi just grittiness of it. It's so raw and it's so it just has so many elements to it that make it such a great album and such a perfect cloud rap album. So, with all this being said, I'm going to give Crack Clouds Over Art's Kitchen by Black Kray a 9.6 out of 10. The reason it's not a 10, like I said, drop could have been a little shorter. Paint on Me Blunt freestyles not up to par with the rest of the album. 9.6 out of 10 for Black Kray. Crack Clouds Over Art's Kitchen. The craziest thing is, this is not even the only mixtape of his that I would even give this high. You know, Twerking 10 Cell Phones is another great one. Even his studio stuff is almost up to this level. It's amazing how just consistent he is. And if you haven't checked this mixtape out, I definitely think you should. It has multiple of the greatest rap songs of all time, in my opinion, on it. And while you're at it, check out the rest of Raider Clan, man. Check out Space Ghost Perp. I'll have a review of his coming up eventually. Denzel Curry. All of these southern goth guys. Southern Gothic money. Southern Goth Money Raider Clan, guys. Check them all out, man. But you really got to check out Black Kray. Check out this record. Check out all of his other mixtapes while you're at it, man. Crack Clouds Over Art's Kitchen, 9.6 out of 10. One of my favorite mixtapes of all time. One of my favorite albums of all time. Fuck it, I'll give it a 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for Black Kray. Crack Clouds Over Art's Kitchen. Perfect mixtape. Perfect cloud rap mixtape. Nobody has ever really captured the essence of the genre like he has. You should definitely check it out. And I'll have more reviews coming up for y'all soon. Like I said, sorry for the wait. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And please leave down more albums for me to review in the comments. Let me know what you think of this one. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, I'm sorry I didn't necessarily mention this in the video, but this is important to note. I listened to this album on SoundCloud. It's available on Bandcamp as well, but it's 30 tracks, which is more than almost double the SoundCloud version, and Black Kray himself actually condensed the original 30 tracks into the 16 that are on the SoundCloud version. So I checked this album out on SoundCloud. I'm pretty sure you can also hear it on YouTube. The OG version is on Bandcamp, which I have also listened to, but I would recommend the one on SoundCloud, considering it's the one that I listened to for this video, and it's the most widely known, well-known, considered to be the actual mixtape.